Hello, I'm Paulette Carson, staff counselor here at Holy Cross, and I invite you to join me today to think about keeping it together with way too much togetherness. In other words, we're going to talk about marital stress. Yes, many couples are recognizing, I love you, I respect you, I would choose you again, but you're getting on my last nerve. So let's take a few minutes to think about how to manage marital stress, which is, again, a natural function of forced change and the unknown. So I'm going to give you 6 tips to manage this stress. The first is to balance individual, couple, and family time, so that as much as possible you're replicating the patterns that you used to maintain before you were all contained at home all the time. It's important that you have individual, couple, and family time. Each provides a different function for you in terms of continuing to maintain healthy mental health functioning. Secondly, turn toward each other rather than away from each other. By this I mean pay attention, respond, and recognize bids for attention. Sometimes this comes in the form of making a joke, starting a conversation, issuing an invitation to take a walk or play a game. It's really important to respond attentively with kindness and forgiveness. Think back to when you were first dating and falling in love, how easy it was then to just gloss over minor irritations and to focus on the good. That's another way to remind yourself that those things that caused you to choose to marry your spouse are still there if you just look for them and notice them. 3, actively create and notice positive interactions. John Gottman is a relationship researcher who is a guru, and his research indicates that it takes 5 positive interactions to balance 1 negative interaction. So make sure that you are building up a surplus of positive interactions in your emotional bank account. 4, when you get to the point that your hurt, your disappointment, your unhappiness needs to be expressed so that it doesn't continue to grow and take on more power than it actually merits, soften your startup. By that I mean don't come in blaming and accusing, pouting and shouting. It's really important that you approach in a respectful way. The I message formula is very helpful in this situation. The I message formula is this: in this situation, I feel, and I think it would help if. Notice you're not saying, when you do blah, 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 it makes me crazy. Instead, you're saying, when this happens, I feel frustrated, ignored, disappointed, and I think it would help if. So you are moving right into problem solving. Next, it's important as you move into the discussion of whatever the topic is to acknowledge and validate your partner's feelings. That doesn't mean that you necessarily agree with your partner's perspective. It does mean that you are saying to your spouse, I hear what you're saying, I understand how you are feeling, and it makes sense to me. In other words, I don't think you're an idiot. Take turns speaking and listening until you eventually reach a point of agreement on resolution. And that may be a permanent resolution, or it may be a temporary stopgap resolution until you can reach a better one. And then you exit and repair the disagreement. So that can be done with humor, with affection, with common ground statements such as, "We're in this together." A reminder that the topic is now closed and we're moving on. These simple steps can help protect and strengthen your relationship. It can remind you of the great gift of marriage according to God's design.